Puppy biting is a perfectly normal and natural behavior. In fact, if you have a young puppy who's not biting, I would actually be very concerned. So yes, while it's very unpleasant to us humans having those little razor sharp teeth digging into us all the time, it's a normal behavior that should be expected, and it actually happens for a very important reason. Young puppies bite and mouth to learn bite inhibition. Bite inhibition is teaching a puppy how strong their jaw is, so that when they're an adult dog and they bite something, they don't cause severe damage. Now, puppy teeth are temporary. All dogs will lose all their puppy teeth, and by about 6 months, their adult teeth come in. But there's a big difference between puppy teeth and adult teeth. Puppy teeth are very brittle and fairly weak, but extremely sharp. They're like little needles. Adult teeth, however, are very dull, but very strong and powerful. The reason that puppies have such sharp teeth is to learn to bite extra gently. If we were to have left our puppies with their litter mates and with their mother and not take them away at 8 weeks, then we don't have to worry about teaching bite inhibition. But because we take the puppy away when they're very young, it now becomes us humans' responsibility to teach the puppy bite inhibition, how strong their jaw is. Now here's the reason why puppy teeth are so incredibly sharp. If we had a litter of puppies growing up by themselves, what would happen is one puppy, when they're playing, bites down on another puppy. And when one puppy bites another, and if that bite was too hard, the puppy will yelp or correct the dog who bit down too hard. And because those puppy teeth are so incredibly sharp, even a small amount of pressure can be painful. So when the puppy bites down, the other puppy yelps, the puppy that bit goes, oh wow, okay, I gotta be a little bit more gentle next time. And as time goes on, the puppy learns to be more and more gentle. Then at 6 months, when the adult teeth come in, which are very dull compared to puppy teeth, because there's that difference in sharpness, even though the pressure is the same, the adult bite is even less pressure and less painful. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to reduce the frequency of the biting all the way down to 0 before they've taught the puppy to reduce the pressure of the biting. We must reduce the pressure before we teach the puppy no biting at all. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very, very dangerous dog as an adult dog. There's gonna be a time where your dog is gonna bite under a circumstance which, in the dog's mind, in dog world, the dog is going to be right to do it. For example, your dog is injured. Your dog has a bad shoulder and you go to pet the dog's shoulder and the dog turns and snaps at you. That's a way of a dog indicating, hey, I'm in pain, ouch, take me to the vet, I need help. Now, if you taught your dog bite inhibition as a puppy, when the dog bites you like that, maybe they leave a tiny bit of a red mark. But if you have a dog who did not learn bite inhibition as a puppy, now you're going to the emergency room first to get stitches. So bite inhibition is critical. We must teach the puppy first to reduce the pressure of the biting, then we teach them to reduce the frequency. So here's how we go about reducing the pressure. The main way we do this is by playing a game with the puppy. Basically any kind of roughhousing where the puppy's likely to mouth us. Best case scenario, we start this at 8 weeks. So we're roughhousing with our puppy and the puppy bites us, and any kind of relatively soft bite, we're gonna let the puppy continue to do. And as you're playing, the puppy gets more worked up, more riled up. One of those bites is gonna be a little bit harder than the rest. And when that happens, you're not mad or angry. The puppy bites down a little too hard and you're gonna go, ow, 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 that hurt. And the puppy's gonna jump back and go, oh, guess that was a little too rough. And we're recreating what happens in dog-to-dog world. When one puppy bites the other puppy too hard, the one puppy yelps, the biter then goes, oh, okay, I got it, that was a little bit too much. And then you just go right back to playing. You're playing, you're roughhousing, soft bite, soft bite, soft bite, all of a sudden a hard bite, ow, 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 ow. And at the start, we only react to hard bites. Again, you're not angry, you're not mad, there's no bad dog, why'd you do that? We're just giving a reaction to show the puppy that, hey, that one was a little too much. It crossed the line. So then what you start to do over the coming weeks and months is you start reacting to less and less pressure. If before you were only reacting to bites that, let's say, were on a scale of 1 to 10, we're a level 10, being the hardest, now the next week you start reacting to level 9 bites. And then the following week you react to level 8 bites. And then 7 bites, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you do this until you're getting just the slightest bit of pressure possible. And because you have that such gentle bit of pressure now with a puppy, with puppy teeth, when that dog has adult teeth, that bite is gonna be non-existent. So when you get to that point where your puppy is basically only giving you level 1 bites, now is the time we are going to reduce the frequency of the biting altogether. For the record, as long as your puppy has good bite inhibition, there is nothing wrong with letting your dog mouth you when you're playing, if that's what you want. There's no such thing as a universal rule that the dog should never bite you or mouth you during play because it's going to cause other behavior problems, make them think they're the leader, or any of those other crazy outdated ideas. It's a personal choice. For me personally, I love when a dog mouths me and plays. In dog world, mouthing and playing is a perfectly normal behavior, but that is assuming they have good bite inhibition and are not going to actually hurt you. So if we're at the point now where we want to teach our puppy no more biting at all, here's what we do. The first thing is we need to redirect the puppy to what they can chew on whenever they're biting us. If a puppy just bites us and we tell them, no, stop biting, that's much less effective than a puppy biting us and us going, we take out a chew toy and go, here you go, bite this instead. Telling the puppy what we want them to do is very clear. And it's a much better solution than just yelling no and then expecting the puppy to guess what we want them to do. So you always have toys all over the place, and whenever the puppy bites you, you redirect. Movement is very exciting to puppies. So if they're not going for it right away, make sure you're moving it back and forth, kind of hit them in the face a little bit. You get them excited and you try to redirect. We show the puppy, nope, we're not biting human arms anymore, we're biting the toys. Now the next thing is you can kind of set the puppy up to purposely bite you and show them that, hey, you know what? Human hands taste really bad. You can try things like putting lemon juice on your hands, hot sauce, which is a little bit messier, or a bitter spray. I'll put a link in the description to the bitter spray that I like to use, but essentially you use something that's bad tasting on your hands. So when the puppy bites down, the puppy goes, oh God, that was awful. I never want to bite those things again. And that's another way to reduce the frequency of a puppy biting. Probably the most effective thing though is reverse timeout. In a standard way of doing timeout, what happens is when the puppy or dog does something, we put the dog into timeout. But for puppy biting, what we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse timeout where we are going to leave. So you're in the room and you're playing with your puppy and all of a sudden the puppy bites down. You're not going to say no, bad dog, nothing. You're going to be completely silent. You're just going to get up and you're going to walk out of the room. And you've got to make sure you're able to shut a door behind you, do something so the dog cannot get to you, cannot see you. You've got to completely disappear. You're going to wait for 10 seconds and then you're going to come back in. And when you come back in again, you're not mad, you're not angry, you just act like nothing even happened. And you go right back to playing. You're playing and playing, you're doing good for about 3 to 4 minutes, and all of a sudden the puppy bites again, you get up and you walk away. All we're doing is teaching the puppy consequences. That teeth on humans means all play is over. And assuming you have a very good relationship and bond with your puppy, this works incredibly fast. Isolation for a dog that is social and loves their owners is the worst possible punishment you can use. They want to be with you. They want to play with you. They don't want to be alone. This does not physically harm the dog. It doesn't cause any long-term emotional damage. It's just teaching them a consequence. That teeth on humans means all play is over. So when you have a young puppy, it's absolutely critical. We first teach them to reduce the pressure of the biting. Once that is great and you're getting mostly all level 1 bites, then you can move on to a second step of reducing the frequency. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you need a little extra help with your dog, check out my website, brightdog.com.